NEC Section 645.10 addresses the requirements for providing a means to disconnect power to all electronic equipment in an information technology equipment room. This section mandates the inclusion of dedicated heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, often referred to as HVAC equipment, and fire or smoke dampers in the shutdown sequence. The core of the requirement lies in ensuring rapid and complete de-energization of the IT equipment and associated systems in case of an emergency, such as a fire, or when maintenance or servicing is required. The code specifies certain conditions that trigger the need for the shutdown means. To determine when the shutdown means is required, several factors need consideration. Firstly, the definition of an information technology equipment room is crucial. According to the NEC, it is a room or area that contains information technology equipment, which includes computers, data processing systems, and associated peripherals. This equipment is typically interconnected and operated as a unit. The size and configuration of the IT equipment room are important considerations. NEC 645.4 outlines specific requirements for rooms exceeding 500 square feet and those with an aggregate power consumption exceeding 173 volt-amps per square foot. These larger, high-density installations generally require more stringent safety measures, including the shutdown means. Another factor is the presence of a dedicated HVAC system. If the IT equipment room has its own HVAC system that is separate from the building's general HVAC system, it is more likely that the shutdown means will be required. This is because the dedicated HVAC system can contribute to the spread of fire or smoke if not properly controlled during an emergency. Fire and smoke dampers also play a significant role. These devices are designed to automatically close in the event of a fire, preventing the spread of smoke and flames through the HVAC system. If the IT equipment room incorporates fire or smoke dampers, their integration with the shutdown means becomes essential to ensure a coordinated response during a fire. The specific requirements for the shutdown means are detailed in NEC 645.10. The code mandates that one or more disconnecting means, readily accessible, must be provided to disconnect power to all electronic equipment in the information technology equipment room. These disconnecting means must also control the dedicated HVAC system and activate the fire or smoke dampers. The disconnecting means must be grouped and identified. This grouping allows for a single action to de-energize the entire IT equipment room and its associated systems. The identification ensures that personnel can easily locate and operate the disconnecting means during an emergency. The location of the disconnecting means is also critical. The NEC requires that they be readily accessible. This means that they must be located in a place where they can be easily reached and operated without obstruction. Common locations for the disconnecting means include near the primary entrance to the IT equipment room or in a nearby electrical room. In addition to the general requirements, the NEC provides specific guidance on the types of disconnecting means that are acceptable. These include circuit breakers, switches, and other devices suitable for disconnecting power to the equipment. The disconnecting means must be rated for the voltage and current requirements of the equipment they serve. They must also be clearly labeled to indicate their purpose. Furthermore, the NEC emphasizes the importance of coordination between the electrical system, the HVAC system, and the fire protection system. This coordination ensures that all systems work together effectively during an emergency. For example, the shutdown means should be designed to automatically shut down the HVAC system and close the fire or smoke dampers where activated. This prevents the HVAC system from spreading smoke and flames throughout the building and ensures that the fire dampers effectively contain the fire. It is important to note that the NEC is a minimum standard. Local jurisdictions may have additional requirements or amendments to the code. Therefore, it is essential to consult with local authorities and qualified electrical professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. When evaluating the need for a shutdown means, consider the following questions. Firstly, does the room meet the definition of an information technology equipment room as defined by the NEC? Secondly, does the room exceed 500 square feet or have a power density greater than 173 volt-amps per square foot? Thirdly, does the room have a dedicated HVAC system? Fourthly, does the room incorporate fire or smoke dampers? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then it is likely that a shutdown means will be required. In summary, NEC 645.10 mandates the provision of a shutdown means for information technology equipment rooms under specific conditions. This shutdown means must disconnect power to all electronic equipment, control the dedicated HVAC system, and activate fire or smoke dampers. The requirements are intended to enhance safety and prevent the spread of fire or smoke during an emergency. Compliance with NEC 645.10 requires careful consideration of the size and configuration of the IT equipment room, the presence of a dedicated HVAC system, the incorporation of fire or smoke dampers, and the specific requirements of the local jurisdiction. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your IT equipment room is safe and compliant with the applicable codes and regulations. Additional considerations include the placement of emergency power off, or EPO, buttons. While not explicitly mandated by NEC 645.10, EPO buttons are often installed in IT equipment rooms to provide a readily accessible means of shutting down power to the equipment. These buttons are typically located near the entrances to the room and are clearly labeled. The design and installation of EPO systems should comply with relevant standards such as NFPA 75, which covers the protection of information technology equipment. Furthermore, the training of personnel is essential. Employees who work in or around IT equipment rooms should be trained on the location and operation of the shutdown means and EPO buttons. They should also be familiar with the emergency procedures for the facility. Regular drills and simulations can help to ensure that personnel are prepared to respond effectively in the event of an emergency. Periodic inspections and maintenance are also crucial. The shutdown means HVAC system and fire protection system should be inspected and maintained regularly to ensure that they are in good working order. This includes testing the operation of the disconnecting means, inspecting the HVAC system for leaks or malfunctions, and verifying the proper functioning of the fire and smoke dampers. Any deficiencies should be promptly addressed to prevent potential hazards. The integration of building management systems, or BMS, can also enhance the safety and efficiency of IT equipment rooms. BMS can be used to monitor the temperature, humidity, and other environmental conditions in the room, as well as to control the HVAC system and fire protection system. In the event of an emergency, the BMS can automatically initiate the shutdown sequence and notify the appropriate personnel. The use of uninterruptible power supplies, or UPS, is also common in IT equipment rooms. UPS provide backup power to the equipment in the event of a power outage, allowing it to continue operating until the shutdown means is activated. The UPS should be sized to provide sufficient power for the equipment during the shutdown sequence. The selection of appropriate fire suppression systems is also important. IT equipment rooms often use clean agent fire suppression systems, which are designed to extinguish fires without damaging the electronic equipment. These systems typically use agents such as FM-200 or Novik 1230, which are non-conductive and do not leave a residue. Fire suppression systems should be designed and installed in accordance with the NFPA 75 and other applicable standards. The design of the IT equipment room should also consider the potential for water damage. Water leaks can cause significant damage to electronic equipment. The room should be designed to prevent water from entering, and measures should be taken to quickly detect and mitigate any leaks that do occur. This may include the installation of leak detection systems and the use of waterproof flooring. The security of the IT equipment room is also a critical consideration. The room should be protected from unauthorized access to prevent theft, vandalism, and other security threats. This may include the use of access control systems, surveillance cameras, and other security measures. The location of the IT equipment room within the building can also affect the design and safety requirements. For example, if the room is located in a basement or other area that is prone to flooding, additional measures may be needed to protect the equipment from water damage. Similarly, If the room is located near a potential source of fire, additional fire protection measures may be required. The specific requirements for IT equipment rooms can vary depending on the type of equipment they contain. For example, rooms that house critical data processing systems may have more stringent requirements than rooms that house less critical equipment. The risk assessment should consider the potential impact of a failure or outage of the IT equipment on the organization's operations. This information can then be used to determine the appropriate level of protection for the IT equipment room. Finally, it is important to document all aspects of the IT equipment room, including the design, installation, operation, and maintenance of the electrical system, HVAC system, and fire protection system. This documentation should be readily available to personnel who are responsible for the room. It should also be updated regularly to reflect any changes to the room or its equipment. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your IT equipment room is safe, secure, and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember that the NEC is a minimum standard and local jurisdictions may have additional requirements. Therefore, it is essential to consult with local authorities and qualified professionals to ensure compliance. In addition to the above considerations, the NEC also addresses the issue of abandoned cables in IT equipment rooms. Section 645(16) requires that abandoned cables be removed unless they are contained in a raceway. Abandoned cables can pose a fire hazard and can also interfere with the proper operation of other equipment. The removal of abandoned cables is an important part of maintaining a safe and efficient IT equipment room. The NEC also addresses the issue of grounding and bonding in IT equipment rooms. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for preventing electrical shock hazards and for ensuring the proper operation of the equipment. Section 645.15 provides specific requirements for grounding and bonding in IT equipment rooms. These requirements should be carefully followed to ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. The NEC also addresses the issue of surge protection in IT equipment rooms. Electronic equipment is susceptible to damage from voltage surges, which can be caused by lightning strikes, power outages, and other events. Surge protection devices, or SPDs, should be installed to protect the equipment from these surges. The SPD should be selected and installed in accordance with NEC Article 285. The NEC also addresses the issue of emergency lighting in IT equipment rooms. Emergency lighting is required to provide illumination in the event of a power outage. The emergency lighting should be designed and installed in accordance with NEC Section 700. Emergency lighting is essential for ensuring the safety of personnel in the IT equipment room during a power outage. The NEC also addresses the issue of fire alarm systems in IT equipment rooms. Fire alarm systems are required to detect and alert personnel to the presence of a fire. The fire alarm system should be designed and installed in accordance with NFPA 72, the National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code. The fire alarm system should be integrated with the shutdown means to ensure that the HVAC system is shut down and the fire dampers are closed in the event of a fire. In summary, NEC 645 provides comprehensive requirements for the design, installation, and operation of IT equipment rooms. These requirements are intended to ensure the safety of personnel and the protection of equipment. Compliance with NEC 645 requires careful consideration of all aspects of the IT equipment room, including the electrical system, HVAC system, fire protection system, and security system. It is essential to consult with qualified professionals to ensure that your IT equipment room is in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember that the NEC is a minimum standard and local jurisdictions may have additional requirements. Therefore, it is always best to err on the side of caution and to implement the most stringent safety measures possible. By doing so, you can protect your personnel, your equipment, and your organization from the risks associated with IT equipment rooms.